Yo, what's up, sick friends? When I watch a review of an audio unit myself, I immediately skip through to the audio demos. So let's start with that, and then I'll see you after those demos here for my review and final thoughts on the Bettermaker Stereo Passive Equalizer.
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah. Baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the hoops, yeah. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah. That baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the hoops, yeah. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
Now personally, I am not using the analyzer at all because I really want to feel what the adjustments that I'm making on the SPE do to the sound, and I want to stay away a bit from looking at the graph too much. Of course, I look at technical details a lot with metering and all that stuff in the rest of my session, but for this particular unit, I'm not really using it. Some bass house music, let's listen. And you see how it quickly gives the overall tone of the track a nice oomph and a clear top end. As well, the hi cut is super powerful. This example isn't super harsh. In the other tracks this might be more needed, but it's very useful because you can dial back a bit while opening up in a different filter curve. This is why it's amazing. And this really is a trick that the Bettermaker SPE pulls off in a super powerful way. Taking it from there with some future Rave, let's see what kind of sparkle and oomph the Bettermaker SPE gives this track with just a couple of clicks really. It's really amazing. It's most powerful I found when using subtly. So if you really need to do magic, then mostly it's better to go back into the mix. But if your mix already sounds super fire, just dialing in a little bit of the flavor of the SPE can really make it sound a lot better. Let's go. So I know a lot of you might not be into mixing EDM type of tracks and would like to hear some examples of other genres as well. So that's why we're now going to listen to to some chill music, and to some hip hop, and to some vocals. So let's go. Really sounds amazing. Of course, I'm using it on some extreme settings to give you an example of what the unit can achieve. It's mostly not happening in the real world that I'm using it on such extreme examples, but it can really do it. And I have to say, it's just an amazing method to go about things, boosting and cutting at the same time. The bands in this unit are very effective, and you can easily boost a lot of high end or a lot of low end without losing a tone that's powerful and ready to get out there with a release. It's really a useful tool, and this is why I absolutely love the unit, and I think it's a really great sounding Pultec EQ that's very clean. Next up, some hip hop music. Let's listen. Super effective. It really takes the track to a tone that hits you way harder. The snares come out so much better, and the hi-hats without sounding harsh. As well, on 808s, you can directly tell that this thing does magic. It's really, really insane. What I showcased as well in this example was the digital high pass filter. And honestly, before ordering the unit, I was not yet sure on how I was going to use the digital high pass filter and if I was going to use it. But having it in there is really amazing. And usually it's after my mastering chain. Right now it's going into it. So keep that in mind because I am recording the audio from my conversion. But it's a really, really powerful feature to have. Why? Because you can really create the bass tone with the low cut and low boost and really get it sounding super fat without worrying too much about the super low end. Because the digital high pass filter enables you to filter that out. So put simply, you can get the bass tone that you really, really love, and then you can clean it up a bit even more after it gets back into your chain. Because in my mastering chain, this isn't the last unit prior to going back into the conversion. And once you get back into conversion and you feel that you need to do a little bit more cleanup on the super low end, which definitely sometimes is needed, as well if you sometimes need to hit a certain loudness target, and the filter just sounds really, really amazing. It's a really clean filter, very usable. I absolutely love it. Time for some vocals. Let's check it out.
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the hoops, yeah. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the hoops, yeah. Baby, I got you. 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 I got, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
So that's the unit. Super exciting sound, super powerful unit, and for about 2,000, I think is a really fairly priced unit for such a great quality EQ. Couple of things I want to go over. The original Pultec has tubes. The Bettermaker one has no tubes. It's a completely clear signal pad. For me, this is a really great point because I am doing mastering, so I want to keep my sound as clean as possible when I was looking for this type of EQ. I know that if you use a Pultec, especially with tubes sounding different sometimes and giving a lot of noise, it would have not been the perfect choice for mastering EDM. For different genres, it can be different, but for me, it was a really great thing that it has no tubes. A little thing which I would have liked to see different, but it's, I think, impossible to achieve, is the snapshots. The snapshots are amazing if you are using the same frequency settings. So if you're keeping your frequency settings and your attenuation setting exactly the same and you only change the parameters of the low cut, the low boost, or the high cut, high boost, and you make different snapshots where you, for example, have a different setting in the verses as in the drops, then it works seamlessly, automated, if you choose between snapshots that have the exact same frequency settings. If you do a different setting and you change the snapshot, it gives a little click because things inside the unit change. So that makes it not usable if you change different frequency settings with snapshots, which would have been dope if you could just literally select a different frequency. For example, you attenuate the 100 Hertz in the break, because obviously you could do that as well with a Pro Q or your master in linear phase. Sounds amazing, and I definitely do that as well when it needs to be done. But this unit has amazing filters, so it would have been definitely useful. That said though, it's still useful if you just keep the same frequency bands. So it's definitely nice that it's built into the unit. So overall verdict, this unit is a no-brainer for this price. If you are looking for an EQ like the Pultec, digitally controlled, I think it's the future. Here in the studio, super thankful to own the West Audio NG Bus and now as well the Bettermaker Stereo Passive Equalizer. These units are both fully digitally controlled, and this makes life so much better when mixing and mastering countless tracks and working on multiple projects every day. It's really, really fantastic, and if possible, I would only like to purchase digitally controlled hardware. Of course, if there's something that I lay my eye on and I would really, really love to have, which is not digitally controlled, I would consider it as well. But I think we're really moving to an era where the sound of analog will be accessible digitally. I think this is the future, and I think it gets the best sounding results. So if you want to get your hands on these units, hit the affiliate link in the description. And if you want more videos to get you to sound more sick, then definitely hit subscribe on the channel. Mixing tips, mastering tips, gear reviews, all that sort of stuff. I'm super hyped to bring lots and lots of dope videos for you to watch. And above all, if you need EDM mixing or mastering done by me here in the This Mixes 6 studio, where we just are about to hit 700 5-star sound better reviews, which is absolutely insane, then don't hesitate. Hit the link in the description. Thank you for watching.